Cause I've been writing all the time. You didn't see it coming, ignore me but I rhyme. What a crime, I guess I'm on your mind. But don't you ever waste my time. Cause I've been grinding. I was running low. And now I'm shining. I said, what you waiting for? Cause I've been grinding, hello, boys. I was running low. And now I'm shining. I said, what you waiting for?
So welcome back to Creative Maestro. We are in Oslo, Norway.
Yeah.
With a very special guest, one of my closest friends from Croatia, Miss V, who is an up-and-coming, stupendous artist who's about to take the world by storm. Miss V, could you say hello to the people?
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Are you good? Are you fine?
Is there a reason why you're speaking so low?
I'm not that. Really? Okay, I can come close to the mic.
Yeah.
Do you hear me now?
Good.
There you go.
So, out of curiosity, when it comes to creating a song, what are some of the first things that come to your mind?
When I start to create a song, I always listen to the beat first, and the beat leads me to where I want to start, actually. I always write all of my songs from scratch. So it all affects me after I'm listening to the beat. If the beat is very loud, it can come different thoughts around it. And that's how I start. And I just go with what my heart, how I feel. Yeah.
Just use your intuition. That's awesome.
Yeah, I do that. Just okay, this song is about love, or this song is actually about sadness, or this song is actually about hypeness. It's different, very different.
It's true. So I guess it really depends on your mood at the time.
Yeah, it has to do with personal life.
Sure.
Yeah. So it depends. Sometimes we're all happy, sometimes we're sad, but it's so important to express yourself emotionally and inspire others, because people out there are also going through these things that is maybe hard in that situation. And songs are about actually expressing yourself, but also making other people relate to what you're going through. So that's all I'm all about when it comes to my songs.
That's big facts. I mean, I would have to say V in general, that's what you're all about, just personality-wise. So it's even great to hear your music and see that you're illustrating who you are, which is dope.
Yeah, I am. I'm just trying to inspire.
So out of curiosity, growing up, what type of musical artists inspired you?
When I was younger, I've been listening to a lot of different things, though. But Michael Jackson was one of them.
Yep.
And Whitney Houston.
She's from New Jersey.
Hey, I loved her. And actually, my mother loved Celine Dion.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So I was listening to a lot of that when I was little, especially in the living room and stuff. Yeah, for sure. It was on. It was always on. So, yeah, I got inspired by those artists. They're amazing. Yeah, all of them.
I concur. They are spectacular.
Amazing. They're amazing. And what they bring to the people, and yeah, a lot of inspiration.
A lot of inspiration, and there's a lot of deep emotion in their song that I feel like people all over the world can just identify with.
Yeah. That's for sure. And inspires, like Michael inspired a lot with dancing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
People have big dreams, and children had big dreams to become as Michael because he had those like all the moves and the songs and the mind setting and everything. Because when you create something, it's not always about, oh, I'm just going to create. You need to have some purpose of creation for other people to understand that you're actually going to give them a message. So for me, when I hear like artists that maybe doesn't write their own things, I always like think about how is it to be a like an artist and not write your things when you want to express something to people. So I've always been like, yeah, I like artists that write their own things and that express themselves from their heart. I think that's very important.
That's a very interesting point because I feel like a lot of the mainstream artists don't really write their own music.
They don't. They have their own writers. And okay, yeah, a lot of them has a good voice and they have a big name and stuff, and that's very good. But for me, like when you write your own things, it goes more personal and straight from the heart.
Yeah.
And that's really the real deal, though, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. And I always feel weird if an artist is in a public committed relationship and that they're talking about a breakup in the song. It's not really congruent for me personally. So it's just weird.
Yeah. I think they all like express themselves in different things, but it's important that if you're going to express yourself, don't express yourself in that way to impress other people, but express yourself to inspire other people. If you are going through something personal, you can put it in your song, but don't make it like you're the only one that's going through this, because it's so many other people. So many. Like my new project is all about pushing through what people tells you can't. So for me, when people tell you you won't, you can't, you shouldn't do this, or maybe you should become a doctor instead of painting. For me, that's bullshit, because you're on your own person and you should go for what you want.
Absolutely. I think that's an incredibly powerful message. And I think that is illustrated in every song of yours, actually.
Yeah, that's true, though. That's true. But yeah, it's important to go for what you want and don't be afraid what people will tell you, because it's always going to be opinions.
Absolutely.
Always. It doesn't matter what you're going for. They're going to tell you things that you don't want to hear. They're going to be yeses and nos. But as long as you know that you are an yes, that's the most important thing.
It's true. There's always going to be people throwing rocks at the throne, if you will.
Yeah, it will. But when you work hard, you can get what you want.
Especially if you're passionate about what you do. I mean, that's going to be that driving force that turns all that criticism into white noise.
Yeah.
Now, there is a difference between criticism and constructive criticism.
Oh, yeah.
Because you yourself have been in, contact with people who are actually in the industry and actually know what they're talking about.
That's true. Yeah, I have. And I think it's so important to actually get those critics. As I said, it's not critics, but it's like, it's good because you learn from it. But it depends, is this a person that wants me good and grow, or is this a person that just want to look at me down? So it's different. Like, it's so important to know who you dealing with, because in the end of the day, there are a lot of snakes, but it's also a lot of people that would cheer. So, and having that like experience with being in the industry or seeing people and working, that's like, you really see more of the picture in that experience, because you will have people that will say, yeah, go on, do that, and you will make it, and you will have other people that says, we need to wait, we need to see. But the thing is that they want you to see. So, yeah, to see. It's not like you don't know already who the fuck you are, but you know already who you are. So you don't need to see nothing. You just need to go and push through. And I know one thing, that my family has always been about like work ethic. So for me, when it's all about like boss shit, all this and that, for me, it hasn't, like, you should, like, if you're a woman or a man, you still can go and get whatever you want to get. I feel like you can do it independently if you want to.
Yeah, hard work.
As long as you go and get it.
No days off.
No days off. It's all about hard work. And it doesn't come overnight. But as I said, it's important to attract and not chase.
It's true.
Because when you have a good heart and when people are around you and they sense that, like, oh my God, that vibe is so good. Like, they want to hang without you more. And they see, like, when I see greatness in you, you see greatness in me. But if I tell you you ain't shit, like how the fuck would you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
How would you feel? That's not nice.
Well, I would just laugh. It would be funny to me.
But
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's
Absolutely.
not nice. You don't say that. That's like, nah. I think it's limits to everything when it comes to that things. And I think it's important to appreciate each other. And critic is not always critic, but know who you have around you.
Got to keep that circle incredibly tight and with a lot of positive energy.
Mm-hmm. Very important.
So you talked about hard work.
Mm-hmm.
How long would you say it takes you to know when a song is ready? Like, how long in the studio?
Well, I am a very vision person.
Mm-hmm.
So when I know things in my brain, when all my pictures in my brain comes together, because it is pictures, there's a lot of pictures. That's when I know I can start working. Especially when it's a beat that maybe is about summer, let us say.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels good. It feels right. You know the summer is coming. You get pumped by it because everything feels right. Like, you know how the cover is going to look like. Because everything is planned in your head. So all of these things you got in your brain, but you need people to actually fulfill your vision. And the only way you can do that is with people that sees your vision. And that's very hard to find sometimes.
It's true.
Because some people don't know nothing about your vision. So to find people that really want to work toward, like, that you can explain, because it's really hard, but that when you can explain your vision to them, be so comfortable with it, and they can really deliver, because people are amazing at their work. You got photographers that does amazing work. You got stylists that is on point. You have people that makes music videos that are just, I don't even have words for it. But yeah, so when you got all of these people like on your team, you can create anything. So it hasn't, like, you can't do everything on your own, but you can do a lot with a vision, with other people too. Yeah, it's a puzzle. Everything is a puzzle.
True.
So when you connect all the pieces, you know when it's ready. The same in the studio. When I'm in the studio, I'm all zoned in my zone.
Oh, I love that.
So it's like me, the producer, my mic, my vision. I know where I want to have my tones. I know what is going to... Actually, I know how it's going to sound without even hearing it.
Really?
Yeah. It's weird.
Okay.
It's so weird because I have this thing in my brain where I know, okay, it should sound like this. So when I come to the mic, I need to sound like that.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So that's something that is weird, though, but it's still, it works for me, so.
Hey, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I hope it works for others, too, though.
I'm sure it does in their own way, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
And that's actually a great point that you bring up, because we actually talked about this earlier. Too many people are trying to follow others as opposed to being original.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on originality?
I think that everybody's meant to do something in life. And when you figure it out, it's easier to be original. But when you don't know what you want,
Right.
that's when you start to comparing yourself to others. Something that you shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Because you should know who you are. Or if you don't know, take your time. Don't represent to be something that you're not.
Right.
Because you will only be a copy of something that is already original. So, and sadly to say, this world has a lot of copies.
Yeah.
Because they haven't found themselves. And that's nothing bad either. It's nothing bad that you haven't found yourself. But it comes a time in life where you actually need to snap out of being a copy and be like, okay, I'm actually original. I can do this. This is my thing. And that's the most important thing, because when you figure that out, then you have sold the whole thing. And it's some people that are already born and knows what they want.
Right.
And that's amazing. That's really, really amazing. I have children pictures when I was 4, holding like my pen like this, like I'm a singer. And I remember we had like, my dad always had people that came over and his friends, and I always performed. So,
nice. Okay.
So people were like, what is she doing? And like, I'm performing for y'all today.
Yeah, say you're welcome.
Here we go. And they were like, okay, his daughter is crazy, but okay, this is cool. So yeah, it was a lot of Spice Girls too.
Oh, yeah,
yes, it was too. But nah, nobody takes over Whitney Houston now.
True.
That was like amen to that.
I could definitely see that. And what you're talking about is on point. Self-discovery. And when you, like you said, when you compare yourself to others, you can't outdo someone else, because they're always going to be better than you if you're going to copy them. You can't out Jay-Z. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it's only one Jay-Z. It's only one Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you want to be the artist and you compare yourself to all of these big artists, I feel like then you don't know who you are as an artist. And
then you lose yourself.
Yeah.
Eminem pun intended with the hoodie.
You are crazy.
But what I appreciate the most about V is that she's always going to be authentically herself anywhere in the world, especially in the booth. So I just can't wait to see what more jewels you have for us.
Oh, I can't wait to. But yeah, I'm doing a project right now. And I can't say that much about it, but all I can say is that long live the truth.
Oh, okay.
Long live the truth. And even if you go through good times or bad times, it's all a lesson to be better.
That's
you
fair.
grow.
Yeah.
And when you talked about like when I'm in the studio creating songs and stuff, I can create a song in an hour.
Really?
Yeah. It depends all on the beat.
That's true.
Depends on the beat. But writing has never been a problem for me.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I love to write.
So is there a, I guess, change or a difference in the time of writing for let's say a sadder song versus a hype song? Is there a difference in that writing process for you?
Well, it affects me. Like when I hear a sad like vibe, then I can go to my sad corner, as I call it, and really express myself for like experience my past, or is it a heartbreak, or is it a betrayal? I don't know,
or all of the above,
or it could be whatever. Or when it's a happy thing, like, or a happy vibe, I always think about like the inspiring things, like what pushed you to be who you are, and you should just go and inspire more and more and more and more and make other people see their greatness in themselves.
True.
Because people out there don't do that.
Unfortunately.
And I don't like that.
Me
You
neither.
should look at yourself and be like, God damn, I'm great.
True.
I should go and do that. Like, if you're good at, let us say, I don't know. Okay, let us say painting.
Mm-hmm.
We are actually in this beautiful apartment here of a painter that is amazing. She's actually painting with candy.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Dope as F, if I can say that. I think that's so cool. Really? I know you're out there.
Amalia.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Amazing. Really amazing. And when you know what you're doing, you will be great at it because you love it. Like, I feel like painters, whatever you are, go for it.
Right.
Go for it. Like, nobody should tell you no. Even though we all heard it.
Right.
Like, everyone has been through that. And that's just people that hasn't found themselves.
True.
But when you find yourself, you find your greatness. And that's when you can grow and inspire people and actually reflect more on yourself.
Yes.
Because if you don't reflect on yourself, if you don't push yourself, then you will stand still. And that's not good too.
It's true. You have to push yourself in order to get to that greatness.
Mm-hmm. Like you, Josh.
Well, we're getting there.
Like you, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important. Very important.
It's true. And what I love the most about creative expression in general, and I'm sure everybody knows this about me, is that usually, just like how you said, the work that you create inspires others, no matter what type of industry you're in. You could be a painter, you can be a writer, you can be a performer. Doesn't matter. It's going to inspire you because, like you said, when you see other people dedicated to their craft and just saying, F the world and I'm going to do this because this is what I do. I love doing this. It gives me passion. Amazing things happen. And other people feel that. And like you said, it inspires other people to go chase that dream.
And that's important.
Yeah.
It's very important. And I think, as I said, everybody's meant to do something. But what? You gotta figure it out.
Gotta do some self-discovery.
Or maybe, since you were little and you were like focusing on other things and then you're like, oh, it was that. It wasn't this. Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
True. So is there any clues that we can have in terms of the projects in the future that we can look forward to?
About my music?
Of course.
Yeah, well, I have some projects going on.
So I guess just have to stay tuned.
Yeah, you have to.
Do you want to drop your IG handle?
Oh, you want? Oh, really?
Of course.
Okay, at Miss V Love. We're all about love, for real.
Yeah.
That's all. My page is about love. And I think that a picture can't say a lot about the person. But it's a lot of things that a person maybe posts out in that scenario or what they're going through life that is emotionally, where you actually see a little bit of that person without even knowing that person.
True.
And that's what I think inspires a lot of people to go to that page or to check out what this person is doing, because they're not only posting a picture of themselves, but also how they feel, their family, more deeper. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then you get more a story about it instead of just a picture. And maybe people gonna judge, as always. But the fact that when you actually meet the person, it's a whole different vibe. And we are in a society where a picture controls actually a lot.
Controls reality.
And it's not good at all because you don't know the person. And you can maybe say, oh, this person is too much, or this person is like that or like this. But do you know the person?
How can you?
How can you? Of a picture. It doesn't work like that. But if that picture is nice, like a lot of people will like it. And we live in a world where likes are so important.
It's true.
But what is important is that you like yourself.
Exactly.
Because if you don't like yourself, that's when you really, really, really need the likes.
Like really
Need the likes.
Yeah.
And you don't need them at all. Actually, you don't need them.
And now Instagram is doing away with the likes.
I know. That's actually mind blowing.
Yeah.
Who would have known that?
So we'll see if that helps people with themselves, right?
Yeah, and like it's confidence is a good thing. Like it's important to have confidence. And I think that so many people are like looking at what perfection is, but what is perfection?
I mean, it's impossible for one. But you could be perfectly you, but you can't just be perfect in general because that doesn't exist.
Exactly. So it's better to be real than perfect, right?
Just be you.
Exactly. Be real. Be yourself. Be who you are.
See, we solved life mystery already. It's great.
I know. I'll go all deep, with my mind setting. I like things that I may be a bit different, a little bit odd, but real.
True. People say that about me all the time. I'm quite odd.
Ooh, yeah. You're rare. That's what you are.
True.
You're rare. That's very good.
We'll appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you making the time on my layover to come inspire the people with your energy, Miss V.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
I couldn't come to Oslo and not see you. That's just impossible.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Thank you.
But yeah, and we are very excited to see what you have coming down the pipe.
Yeah, soon. That's all what I can say. And it's real. It's really real.
Interesting. Well, until next time, and thank you for joining us, guys.
Thank you. Have a nice evening, though. And then it's an evening in Norway. But day, maybe somewhere else. So have a nice day and evening.
How do you say goodbye in Norwegian?
Ha det. Or på gjensyn.
Yo.